Well, thank you, Dan. Welcome to the Gold Sand Stadium in Bournemouth, where England are about to kick off their World Cup qualifying campaign against Belarus. It's the first time the Lionesses have kicked a ball in anger since their Euro 2013 campaign in Sweden, which, if you recall, ended somewhat prematurely. But quite a lot has happened since then.
Quite brilliantly taken by Louisa Nessie. England on their way home after just 3 grouped games.
Very poor, flat, decision-making is poor, the enthusiasm, the zest's not there, and that's a worry.
In my opinion, I just think change is needed, and if that's a change of coach, then so be it.
This week the FA took the decision to remove the coach of 15 years, leaving England officially hopeless.
You look at it and it's, you know, could we have, should we have, but at the end of the day I have to accept I make those decisions. I made the decisions, I've made the decisions for 15 years, and this time it just didn't work.
The situation is what it is. I'm just going to focus on those 2 games and try to help the players perform in order to get 6 points, and I'm going to look no further than that, because do you know what, I think looking further than that is probably wasted energy.
Yes, Brent Hills there, the caretaker manager for the first 2 games of England's World Cup qualifying campaign against Belarus today and against Turkey on Thursday night in Portsmouth. But it's the first time the national side has played a game without Hope Powell as manager for 15 years. And 2 players who made the majority of their combined 183 international appearances under Hope are with me now. Sue Smith and former captain Faye White, as well as former England left-back Michael Gray. Now, Sue, it feels a little bit strange, this, being here. Yes, we see Brent Hills and the rest of the coaching staff, but no Hope Powell.
I know, 15 years is such a long time as well, isn't it? And I've been speaking to a few of the girls and they said they're really excited at the new era and, you know, the fact that it's going to be different. However, they're a little bit nervous as well about change, I suppose, because the majority of them will have only played under Hope Powell, so that's going to be different. And they said in training, though, it's been really competitive and they're all fighting for position, so I think it's a good thing.
Well, Michael, you were very critical during the summer of what you saw from Hope Powell. What do you make of the decision the FA's made?
Well, it was the right decision. I have to say that. I think everybody's had a look at that now, you know. Now Brent Hill's got his opportunity in the next couple of games, and I hope that the players go out there and try and impress him, because, you know, we need to improve in every area, because the Euros, it just didn't happen for England, you have to say that. So hopefully it's a fresh start today. The players have got to go out and perform, and hopefully we'll come away with a very good result.
Well, Faye, 3 changes from that England-France game. What have you made of Brent Hill's first team selection?
Yeah, he's obviously made a couple of additions. He's brought in Jordan Nobbs into the midfield, sacrificing Jill Scott and also Anita Asante, who started those European games. Lucy Bronze gets a second cap in left-back instead of Steph Houghton, who's maybe didn't perform how we all expected her in the Euros, but also has been injured the last few games for Arsenal. And Karen Carney will just adopt that behind the central striker with Ellen White up front. So he hasn't changed the forward line too much, but he just added those couple of tweaks, and I'm sure he'll make changes as the game goes on.
OK, well, a place in the World Cup finals in 2015 in Canada is the target. The road to Canada starts right here. You can follow England's progress on the BBC Sport website and via BBC Sport's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram accounts, because we're all very modern around here. But before they walk out to face Belarus, here are the final thoughts of the 3 Lionesses.
I think we overthought things in the Euros. Maybe, you know, we tried too hard at times. We need to just get back to basics, get back to keeping the ball and get back to scoring goals and just enjoying being out there and playing for England.
This is where it starts. You know, we really need to hit the ground running. It's now an opportunity for us to rebuild again, prove to ourselves that we can play better than that and perform better than that.
Can't forget what Hope did. Brent has been there with us. He knows the players and he has his own ideas.
The teams are on their way. It's time to hear from our match commentators, Lucy Ward and Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks, Jackie. Good afternoon, everybody. Grey, cool and breezy with around a 6,000 crowd at Dean Court. Half full, they tell me, here in Bournemouth for this, the start of a new era. But England will be looking to continue the qualifying tradition established under Hope Powell before those summer Euro finals disappointments. After all, they're unbeaten in 34 tournament qualifiers over the last decade, and they haven't even conceded a home goal in the 17 qualifiers during that time. They did flop at the Euros. They are in their worst run without a win in 6 years, but the women's game in England is far advanced from the sport in Belarus, who've never qualified for any finals. And if Brent Hill's given 2 games to earn the job on a permanent basis, could have asked for any opposition in this opening qualifier. He may well have asked for Belarus, who haven't played in a year and who were thrashed 4-0 at Warsaw in their only previous visit to England 6 years ago. Very enthusiastic crowd as we stand for the anthems. The Belarus women, I don't think that even they were expecting the LP version of the national anthem. Caught a few people by surprise. Buoyant in training yesterday. Belarus, I can tell you, looked tense, a little bit out of their comfort zone. So let's have confirmation of the England side for you then. Nearly all these girls played for Brent Hills at under 23 level. 3 changes from the final defeat by France in the Euros. Rachel Brown plays her first international in 5 months for Karen Barsley, who's unfit. 21-year-old Bronze is preferred to Steph Houghton for a competitive debut. She was a Euro under-19 winner in 2009 in Belarus, as was Jordan Nobbs, who's expected to do a lot of the midfield running. She really is a terrific box-to-box player at Club Arsenal. Ellen White keeps her place up front, even though the Premier League top scorer Natasha Dowie is in the squad on the bench. One worrying aspect, there are no naturally left-sided players in that team for me. Record cap Rachel Yankee is left in the stands. And as for Belarus, they've never finished higher than 3rd in any qualifying group for the Euros or the World Cup. Senior women's club football isn't as developed as it is in England. 22-0, 32-0 scores are not uncommon. Keeper Savostian plays in Russia, as does the dangerous Avkimovic. Tyenitsenka is based in Ukraine. She makes her competitive debut, as does Sleshashik at left back. 5 players are from the league leaders, Minsk. They're expected, I can tell you, to defend in great numbers. Just a warning though, they have drawn with Finland and they have beaten Ukraine away in the last 2 years. Those are very respectable results, Lisa. Absolutely. I mean, there'll be a little bit of a test for England, because England want to start this qualifying campaign well and win these first 2 games and show that the results in the Euros were a blip, because these are a good bunch of players, Jonathan, and they will feel like they have a lot to prove. White staying in with Natasha Dowie still on the bench. What do you make of that decision?
Well, I think he knows what White can do. Tash Dowie probably don't want to put as much pressure on her. I would suspect that she will get more than 20-25 minutes, Tash Dowie, if it's going well for England.
First senior women's competitive international at Dean Court. The pitch is really good, I can tell you. It's excellent. A credit to the ground staff down here. The referee is Rim Hussein, a German pharmacist. Assistants Christina Biel and Katrin Rafalski. They have met before. England won in Belarus 6-0 with a hat-trick that day from Farah Williams. There she is in the middle of your picture wearing 4. There's the captain, Casey Stoney, who is earning her 114th cap. There is the man who has 2 internationals today and a game against Turkey and Portugal on Thursday, live on BBC, to earn the job full-time. And England will kick us off and underway with this unbelievable home qualifying record. That's since France beat them after the 2003 World Cup at Selhurst Park, have England lost a home qualifier. They will be expected to win this. They will be expected to exercise the ghosts of Sweden. And an early touch for Lucy Bronze into Farah Williams of Liverpool. If they win their final game against Bristol, they will be the Premier League champions, the Super League champions. New setup in women's football. It's gaining support all the time. Here's Farah Williams looking for Nobbs. What a terrific FA Cup final for Arsenal, up and back all afternoon long. Backed by Karen Carney. Duggan to Williams, who will be expected to play make from a deep position, with Nobbs making the forward runs to support the strikers.
Yeah, Farah Williams, a lot of experience. You know, she'll pull the strings. She'll probably sit a little bit deeper, receive the ball off the back four, and try and put those passes in, because no doubt Belarus will stick up a wall of 5 in midfield to ensure England don't go past, and they don't want to concede early. That's for definite.
Farah Williams, 118 caps. 7 English women have passed 100 caps. As they look into the box here for Tony Duggan. Through their ball line, White at the far post, swung out of play. It should be a goal kick.
Yeah, I definitely think for England, they will have talked about the early pressure and an early goal. And with the pace down the flanks that we've got with Tony Duggan and Eni Aluko, that crossfield ball, Tony Duggan, not really natural, like you said before, Jonathan, a left-sider. A little bit of hesitation there, but that's what England will be looking for in the opening segments of this game.
The fact that she's been brought into the side now and stayed in, she played in that last game in the Euros. It's a foul here to Belarus. She's what, 22? Does this mean it's the end for Rachel Yankee after 129 caps?
And it's no disgrace for Rachel Yankee, you know, the career that she's had. It interesting that she's in the stands today, whether she's carrying a knock or whatever, but you know, she adds that little bit of balance and that really good experience to the England team.
That's poorly given away at the back by Vasilyeva. Duggan will attack it. White's in the penalty area. She very nearly nutmegged Spack. Forward by Stoney. This is Lucy Bronze, one of the Liverpool players. No free kick given. One back by Duggan. England look for White through the middle. Here's Carney all the way into the box, and 1-0 England. It has taken them less than 3 minutes to score the opening goal of their World Cup qualifying campaign.
Yeah, it's definitely what the girls would have expected, but they needed it, and Karen Carney, I mean, closing down from the defenders is ridiculous, but she just managed to get the accuracy of the shot right into the corner. It looked from just where we were that it was just going to go wide, just killed him right at the end. Great start for England.
Finished neatly. Good end to the season for Karen Carney. She missed the start due to an ankle problem picked up in an international against Canada in March. the Birmingham-based player, scores England's first goal of this World Cup 2015 qualifying campaign. Finals to be held in Canada. Well won back by Jordan Nobbs. 8 teams from UEFA will qualify for the World Cup. England in Group 6. Ukraine, Wales, Turkey and Montenegro their other competitors. 7 group winners qualify. 4 runners-up with the best records will play off.
You can sense the intensity of the England girls. They knew that they had to come out and be positive after the summer that they had and bring the crowd up, get the crowd going, but and get that early goal. And you can sort of see how hard they're working to make sure that they win this and win this comfortably.
Very, very competitive in training, they were.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, even though Brent's been around for a while, Brent Hills, they still have to impress him because he's now picking the team, and that's what they've had to do. He's made a couple of changes, couple of positional changes, so they've had to impress him.
Carney looking to qualify for her 3rd World Cup finals. Now, can they get the crossing from Aluko? And support was Scott. And it will be cleared away by Vasilyeva of Minsk. Minsk, the top team in Belarus club football, from the Zorka club, another Minsk-based outfit. Away by Linek. Linek is playing in a deeper role than we thought she would be. Just in front of Spack, who's tucked up behind Khan at the moment. Here's Aluko. Williams. Bronze, one of the 4 players who left Everton last season to go to Liverpool. Top of the table, and she's offside.
I suspect the afternoon will follow a similar pattern. Wave of England attack. England just need to make sure they don't get frustrated. Yes, they want to score quite a lot of goals. Definitely wasn't offside. Lucy Bronze wasn't offside. Look to the width and look for Lucy Bronze and Alex Scott overlapping the wide players. But that will be the familiar pattern.
Thrilling end of the season for her, with Liverpool 2 points clear of Bristol Academy, going into the last round of games of the Super League. Liverpool play Bristol Academy at home.
Yeah, I don't think Faye will agree, but it's quite nice to see a couple of other teams, one of them going to win the title other than Arsenal. I think for fans of women's football, that just shows that the game has progressed, and there are other teams who are getting these good players in and competing with Arsenal.
I imagine the first call you will get tonight will be from Vic Akers, who for so many years, of course, was dominant with Arsenal and indeed played such a major role with England over the years as well.
Absolutely. I mean, Arsenal have done so well, in particular with his team. But we're all here to see women's football progress in this country, and I think to have 2 or 3 or 4 teams where you don't know who's going to win the domestic title, it's going to be good for the game.
Well, it's been a good start by England, that's for certain. And from this early platform, they should go on and win handsomely. Tapped back by Lucy Bronze. Since Marinette Pichon scored for France in 2003 World Cup qualifier of England, conceded a home goal in qualifiers in the World Cup and the Euros. Duggan looking to send Aluko away. Bags of pace to Chelsea base forward and try and find her with the big diagonal passes.
She's quick, but she's not that quick. Tony Duggan just recognised that with a wry smile.
They cannot clear their lines, Belarus. Sebastian, the goalkeeper, who plays for the Novochka club in Russia, hasn't played this season at club level. She's only made a couple of appearances at club level in a couple of years.
And the one thing they don't want to do, Belarus, is keep the ball just on the edge of the box. They're not moving the ball quick enough to make anything of it. They need to get the ball further up the pitch and turn around England defenders. They're not doing that at the moment.
England's women will try and play the ball through the thirds, as they have done over the years under Hope. They've always tried to play out. And they look for Krani. Vasilyeva.
It's a thing that England want to play because they come up against harder teams to play than Belarus, and they need to be able to compete at this level. So playing and springing up in holes and playing between the lines is the way that forward and the way they want to play. Hopefully not as structured as they have been in the past, a little bit more free-flowing with the players that they have, and the interchanging of positions.
Vasilyeva taking the free kick is one of brightest Belarus players. She plays for Minsk. They won the cup this year. What can they set up here with Mirash Mishinka towards goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis. Hasn't played for a while. Played against Canada back in April, sat on the bench at the Euros, a goalkeeper. And I think she's in the side very much with the game on Thursday in mind. She's been a bit sick, Karen Barsley, and got a bit of a strain as well.
Yeah, we've got 3 good goalkeepers in this squad. Some people express surprise on Siobhan Chamberlain's form, but I think this season, but I think Brent Hills has gone for the experience of Brown-Finnis, knowing exactly what she's capable of, and the time that she's had in goal before. But Karen Barsley is the number 1, and just wants to make sure she's ready for Thursday.
Siobhan Chamberlain, a cracking cup final, didn't she?
She did. She's a good keeper. Bristol have done particularly well, and her performances have been the anchor of that.
Jordan Nobbs, laid into Farah Williams. The ball, Alex Scott got in behind. Ellen White's in the middle. Carney with the cross, bit disappointing. Williams, who's controlling the tempo in there, always can't get close to her. Scott, Carney, it's a better challenge. Good tackle indeed. Julia Silarczyk of the Zorka club.
It's great play down that right-hand side, where he's got the quickness of Karen Carney and Alex Scott.
It was Duggan who made the run there. She's still available. Carney with the cross back in. Keeper came and punched under pressure. Good go, really. There's Avkimovic. Belarus will try and get her on the ball. There she is now closing on the England captain.
And to be honest, Jonathan, I think that's the only way Belarus have any sniff of goal would be on the counter when England are attacking either from a set piece or throwing bodies forward. I'm pretty comfortable with the back 4 of England at the moment.
England passing neat triangles. Mila Luko. It's for Duggan. May have wobbled, it bounced awkwardly, but the keeper got behind it. Luko White should have scored from there. Should have been 2-0.
Yeah, the initial run from Tony Duggan was started with a really good touch in field. Great strike, keeper got a body behind it. Just defending, couldn't get the defenders to it first, Belarus. I think as it ended up at Ellen, a miss kick from Enia Luko. Just need to compose herself a little bit more, Ellen White. She gets herself in good positions.
Well, Belarus should know about Tony Duggan's shooting. In the 2009 final in Belarus, she scored a scorcher at under-19 level. Here she is again. Scored from 20 yards out in that final. She looks for Alex Scott. Here's Williams. Easy for Sebastian that time.
Again, good from Tony Duggan on the left-hand side. See the kids with plenty of confidence run at defenders. They want to get goals. Tony Duggan, Jordan Nobbs, they want to get goals this afternoon and show they're the players to take England forward.
Bronze, Nobbs on the edge of the penalty area, just onside. White in here for number 2, and she gets it this time. Belarus looked to the flag that stayed down, and well taken by White, and England lead 2-0 against Belarus in this World Cup qualifier.
It's an excellent move down the left-hand side. Good touch inside by Jordan Nobbs, and the difference there, Ellen White, she took a touch to steady herself, touch to stroke the ball past the goalkeeper, and that'll give her confidence. Good finish, good move. Again, started from the exuberance and physicality of Lucy Bronze down that left-hand side.
In the 13th minute, she atoned for her earlier error and gives England a comfortable cushion with her 15th international goal. 10 for Arsenal in all competitions this season. season that started a long while ago for them with European football.
It wouldn't surprise me, Jonathan, to see Brent Hills share the number 9 role today with her and Tash Dowett.
Here comes Sebastian to get there in front of Aluko.
Depending on how the first half goes, it gives Tash Dowett maybe half a game, maybe a little bit less, and he's looking at Ellen White and Tash Dowett in that role.
Aluko started brightly for her country. At club level, Chelsea have fallen off rather dramatically in recent weeks. Williams with a cross, White with a header, comes to Carney. This time she's offside. Came to her very quickly.
I'm not sure if it was Ellen White that was she's looking at the assistant referee and pointing at herself, asking whether it's her or not.
I think Ellen White might... Oh, it is her.
Whether it was... Yeah, it was as it fell to Karen Carney, because it was Ellen White who looks the assistant referee. Surely that wasn't me. It wasn't.
I don't think she was fully fit at the Euros, Karen Carney.
I do think there was probably 2 or 3 players that weren't fully fit, Jonathan, and when that happens, and you know that for various reasons they weren't playing as well as they should be, but it doesn't help. I just think that it's taking a risk there, but just the Belarus defenders don't look as athletic as the England girls. You know, don't look like they can move across the ground and move the ball as well as the England girls. I think that has a big effect.
Well, Spack there seemed to think about it for about 10 minutes before she went down. And here's Scott with the turn. Oh, she turned. She committed the foul on Milashnychenka.
Crowd not happy about that, Jonathan.
She was also an under-19 international, Milashnychenka. Not quite as successful as the England girl. She made a debut in a something of a defeat against Finland, 0-14. And here come Belarus again. I have to put this in context. At international level, at club level, they are way behind English women's football. But, as I mentioned to Brent Hills earlier today, it is compulsory in every Belarus school on the curriculum, women's football, girls' football in junior school, and they have to have a girls' football team in every school.
Well, that's brilliant. I mean, that's the way forward, and obviously you'll probably see the effects of that in the next 5 or 10 years, but at the moment there's a massive gulf which is pretty apparent.
And in the air by Stoney, who was fouled. Good decision. England have now scored 61 goals and conceded just 4 in 2 qualifying campaigns for World Cups plus this game. A great record. And here's the captain of Lincoln. They play Arsenal in the Continental Cup final coming up, bronze. Carney's been excellent so far with her runs between the lines, and she looks for White in the middle. Belarus simply haven't been able to hang on to Carney.
No, they haven't. She, for her role that she usually plays for England, she usually plays out wide. She's played in this number 10 spot, and I just think when she gives that freedom, she just pops up in places, and if they can find her, she's really effective.
Aluko has changed flanks with Duggan. There's Bronze. Carney down the line again. That one out of play. Here's Avkamovic. She was the girl England were concerned about. For them to Astashova, experienced, decent in training last night. And Tony Duggan. Terrific performance so far by England's women's side. White. Oh, that was too easy for her. Duggan.
It's good play, the moving the defenders about and finding space, England, and that's what you've got to do if you're faced with a team that's just going to defend for 90 minutes. You've got to be able to move the defenders about, get yourself in space. Not quite what Tony Duggan was wanting to do. Still getting wide and getting those crosses in. Be afraid to get those crosses in and attack them.
Scored against Russia in the Euros, then started against France. Luko. Carney, Nobbs.
Do like the look of Jordan Nobbs. Jonathan's seen her a few times now. She's full of confidence, and you know, she can receive the ball under pressure and find players with passes and can get a goal or two. You know, just what England need at this stage. And I think, you know, she won't lose a place now. I can't see her losing a place.
Lost possession there. Picked up by Karlanova. Here's Bronze. Back to her by Carney. Into Farah Williams. A great scoring record in World Cup qualifiers, Farah. 14 goals. She's England's top scorer in the squad at the moment. She's over 30 at international level, and she's given that away to Ashtakova. Ashtakova looks the strongest Belarus player physically, but they haven't been able to get the ball up to her. She's failed to hold. England on the attack again. Duggan still in play. Kept in by Carney. Perhaps tried to do a little bit too much on the ball because Eniola Luko was back up the line. Bronze right footed cross from left back. Bounces to Duggan. Just away at the back by Spack. Scott. Keeper punches. Duggan. Handball, was it? Belarus thought so. Luko. Keeper punches again. Scott. Jordan Nobbs. Away by the covering Avkimovic. And eventually tucked up by Slavšik. One of the things England are doing impressively, when someone comes short for the ball there, like Aluko, another player is making the run in behind to take up the space vacated. There's good movement, fluid movement.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot better than what we've seen recently, and obviously Belarus are not to the standard that we've seen England play against, but you can only beat what's in front of you, and I think to make these players need to stamp the mark on this squad and this team, because going forwards, the new manager, whoever that may be, you know, they need to stay in it. The likes of Aluko have the experience. You see her effort, really instinctive effort. When that fell to her, struck it with some venom. And keepers don't catch anymore, do they, nowadays? Had to punch or parry away.
Well, back in the day, the ball didn't move as quickly. A wobble in the air. To Ellen White, that's what she does well. Ball's just perhaps behind Luko touch. Williams went in.
I think Ellen White, she's a good number 9. She works so hard off the ball, and the work that she does to create opportunities for others sometimes goes unnoticed.
Got it back by Sophie Bradley. Plays at club level with her captain at Lincoln. One of the younger players who've come in, only 23.
I played with her at Leeds when she was 16. She was exactly the same, 16 going on 35. But she always was that sort of mature player. She would go on and play for England, and it just works. That combination of her and Casey Stoney really works at club level and country. Eventually
got success at Leeds, didn't she? They won the League Cup after a couple of heartaches in cup finals. League Cup, FA Cup final against the Arsenal.
Yeah, cheers for reminding me about that, Jonathan.
Always a pleasure. Here's Bronze. Good stuff by England. Carney. Williams is always a player available. But Ellen White there going in short. And as she did so, Aluko made a run across and behind her just to take up that space. Got there a little bit late that time. Here's White from distance. Oh, not a bad effort, curling from the right foot.
The little bit of confidence that Ellen White gained from that goal showed that she'd take that first time, and it was worth an effort. Trying to a little curler over the keeper, just a little bit too high on that occasion. That's what strikers need, a bit of confidence, score a goal, and then the opportunity comes. You don't take a couple of touches, you strike it first time.
Good to see Bournemouth and indeed the Hampshire FA being rewarded with this fixture. Working very hard here at all levels of the game. The Hampshire FA, they're holding a B1 blind footballers session starting next Saturday. If you're interested in that, contact the Hampshire FA. A lot of grassroots football by the FA does go unnoticed. They could always do with a lot more money, of course, from the top end of the game. Belarus, their first meaningful attack of the game. Can they get the cross into Mirashinchenko? It wasn't a bad effort in the end by the diving Astashova.
It's the first time in the game Belarus have strung together 3 or 4 passes, and actually clever little bit of play. Just a header was a little bit more accurate. Brown Finnis didn't particularly look bothered by that, but the way that they played down that left-hand side is something we've not seen yet. Just a hint of something. You don't really want to give them any encouragement. The England team, they want to be on top throughout this 90 minutes, but you know, they're an international side. They've beaten teams before.
They've just made a substitution there, Belarus. They've taken Slisharchik off, I think. They have indeed, and they brought on Yulia Baryshchenko, who plays her football in Russia. She's gone to left fullback. There she is, the number 16, the substitute. Baryshchenko. She's played 16 times for Belarus. One of the most experienced players in the squad. And then for Ellen White. The goalkeeper got there. White managed to push it back to Scott. Options in the middle. Good recovery by the keeper. Deserved her luck.
It's a great little through ball in the first place, but I think the whole of this chance was created by Ellen White's bravery. The fact that she'll just go in with the keeper here to try and get the ball past her, and that then created the opportunity for Alex Scott. She didn't put away. You can see what she was trying to do there. Saw the space and have a go herself, but well played Ellen White. She's just got better as the game's gone on.
Should she have brought in a local there in the middle?
Probably, but she wanted to score. She scored some goals and obviously used to be a striker and a right-sided player. She probably doesn't pass at that point.
Scored a couple against Belarus at home the other year. Here's Bronze. Again, look at the engine on Jordan Nobbs to get in there. Carney. That's a great effort. Oh, special goal. Special goal. England 3-0. 25 minutes gone. Beautiful effort.
Karen Carney wasn't really under any pressure there, but she still had to execute that strike. And I think, again, from her goal, you know, she's been given all this freedom. Wasn't really in the top corner, so you look at the keeper, but what a great strike that was from Karen Carney. I mean, she's done really well so far. Created for others and got a couple herself. Really effective in that number 10 role.
Well, they're doing their best to get Brent Hills the job on a full-time basis. He says he's interested in it, he wants it. He has these 2 games in charge. Other people have made their claims known. Paul Riley, who's based out in New York, he said he'd be interested. Ellen White turning, and getting in behind Vasilyeva.
It'll be interesting to see who's actually applied for it, Jonathan, because I would suspect from the men's professional game there's probably been a few applicants.
Aluko, White is in the middle. The floodgates could be about to open. Duggan in there battling away. And in the end, Kiose did just enough. Linik. And towards Avkimovic. Vasilyeva. Towards Mirashinchenko.
And the substitutions being made by Belarus obviously recognise the problem that they've got down that left-hand side with Alex Scott, Karen Carney.
Just a ball up alongside the centre-half, though, into their channel. Aluko pulls it back just behind Jordan Nobbs. And it's thundered away in the end by Mirashinchenko.
Karen Carney's got a problem in the middle of the field, the previous challenge.
Well, they won't take any chances with Thursday's game in mind in a 3-0 cushion here.
I think if I was a forward sat on the bench, I'd be down to get on and get yourself on the score sheet and get a bit of confidence. You definitely won't want to lose Karen Carney at this point, Brent Hills.
Luco will take England's second corner of the game. And Ellen White in the middle, the captain's up as well. Easy for the keeper this time. England very much in control, as they were expected to be, and beaten in the last 8 home World Cup group stage matches, winning the last 7 since defeat by Germany. Here's Duggan in behind again. It's a corner kick. Vasilyeva's efforts came to nothing. And once again, Sebastian will be under pressure in the Belarus goal. Approaching the half-hour mark. Carney's okay now. Spack got it away. Good challenge there by Aluko. Not going to win her any medals, but sort of challenge that a manager looks out on, and with 3-0 up, and to be honest, coasting in a game, and she's prepared to put an effort in like that.
Absolutely. I mean, Aluko's, she was younger, it was all about her attacking, and now she's just a bit more composed in terms of the way that she defends and defends from the front, and like you say, for a manager that's invaluable.
In the European Championships of 2005 against Denmark, having taken an A-level history exam that morning. I think she's qualified lawyer, isn't she?
Yeah, she's so bright, but she's so dizzy. The England girls laugh at, because she's probably the brightest amongst them, but when it comes to sort of common sense, they do have a bit of a laugh with her. Takes it in good heart, though.
Did very well against Japan in the summer, didn't she? She scored a couple of goals in that game.
She's got pace to burn, and pace frightens defenders, particularly the level that Belarus are at. She runs at them, and they've got a real problem.
Jordan Nobbs doing the chasing, and she'll do that all day long. Came to nothing. When England played Japan in the summer, it all looked bright and breezy. Then came the clouds of European Championships, but they've been blown away so far by this performance, that's for sure. A few cobwebs blown away.
You can only concentrate on the performances you've got in front of you. It was really disappointing for everybody concerned, but I think it just shows women's football is now viewed that the outpouring of criticism really for the girls and the manager during the summer, that shows that people actually care about it and are taking notice of it, and people are watching it. And I think that's, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, and that's what you get. But I think today is all about being positive, Jonathan, and going forwards, and what you can do going forward, and what the girls are absolutely capable of.
Still need more younger girls coming into the game at club level, and they can play in mixed teams up until 15 now. There's been a change there, so that enables more girls to play at a junior level.
That's great, and all these girls are role models, and I think that's the key thing that we're disappointed from the summer, is that these girls are role models for young girls playing.
That's a decent header on, and she's quite impressive, Miroshnichenko, when she's got forward Liana Miroshnichenko of the Minsk club on the left-hand side. Here's White. Nobbs. Out by the substitute, Baryshchenko.
There's no real urgency to the defending of Belarus. I suspect the Belarus manager is on the edge of his seat sometimes. Just need to be a bit more tempo and intensity to the way that defend and pass the ball out of defence.
Referee just went to the, I'll tell you about it in a second, as England played Jordan Nobbs in. Referee went to the Belarus goalkeeper a moment ago. She was holding the ball and warned her about time wasting. They're 3-0 down away. Why on earth would she? I don't quite understand that. Maybe she was reminding her she can only hold the ball for a certain amount of time.
Perhaps. I don't suspect Belarus would have expected anything other than what's happened at the moment in the first half an hour or so. I think damage limitation is what I suspect they've come to do.
Williams. Nobbs, Scott. Duggan. A step over by Aluko. Such a talented player. Born in Lagos, Nigeria. Like a fair few of the girls around English football. When she was a youngster and senior English woman international, she had a spell out in America. A fair few of the women's team did that.
I think by the time some of the girls get to senior level, they've had a real good experience of internationals and the way that it goes, travelling away with team, tournament football, which again is completely different to these qualifiers. And I think we're producing good players, and I think now's the time that you put them in, mixed with a little bit of experience as well, but they have the enthusiasm and the confidence to take the game forward in this country.
Carney went for the outrageous. You can do that at 3-0 up.
You can, and when you've scored 2, I think she was looking for a Audacious hat-trick, but Ellen White or Aluko were the better options. Karen Carney knows that.
Scored in the 3rd and 26th minute. Ellen White's goal sandwiched between. Nobbs setting White away. This could be 4 for England. Ellen White could save the goalkeeper. Big strong left hand.
Keeper's done well on a couple of occasions now. Come to find that they should be the strongest in some of these international teams, as they have the most work to do. And it was equal to Ellen White's strike there.
Been around a while, Sebastian. She's 30 years of age now. Played for at the time with the Bobruichenko club, which at one stage was the most successful in Belarus women's football. Minsk have taken that title now. In comes a corner to Nobbs. Oh, she hit that. Blocked by Shaspak. In comes the cross by the shot by Farrell Williams, and eventually just sliced out by Sophie Bradley.
When it lands to a centre half, I was expecting something like that to happen. I'm allowed to say that because I've played with Sophie Bradley. I think great strike first of all by Jordan Nobbs. I think she connected really well with that volley. There's that many bodies in the way when they're defending Belarus. It's difficult to get free way into goal.
Well, England expected them to come and park the bus. I thought they'd double bank one line of 4, another line of 5. It's been virtually like that, but the way England have played has been clever. They've knocked the ball around like they are now, keeping possession, making runs into space, drawing defenders out of position. Ellen White has dropped back deep there again. There's Duggan to Bronze into Carney, who's been outstanding.
I do think that when you play against a defensive block like that, you've got to learn to receive the ball under pressure, and that can only help the England girls when they're playing against better teams. You know, if you're able to receive the ball under pressure and then give it to someone else and keep the ball, you know, at international level, that is the way to get yourself forward and win those games against good opposition.
10 minutes to go in the first half. Ellen White turns. Spat's gone out with her, thought about a challenge, got the foot in the end. Throw to England. Oksana Shpak. As for Kairat in Kazakhstan. The fact that English women used to have to go out to the States and play there, the fact that those days are long gone, is a good sign for the progress of English football. As Carney crosses straight into the hands of Sebastian.
Yeah, it is our domestic league is now attracting players from all over the world, and that gets the standard up, raises the standard of the England players and the young England players about, and raises the game at international level, and that's what we'll be looking for after the disappointment of the summer.
Duggan. And Scott. Blocked by the substitute Barysenko. And back by Bradley. Scott. The Belarus officials were asking me before the game how much the English women get paid, and by men's professional football standards, it's a pittance. But they were still wide-eyed when they found out, the Belarus officials. They couldn't believe it. I think the English club's top wage is capped at something like £20,000 a year. So he'll be proud with his team today.
Yeah, I think it's gone as he expected it to go. In terms of the payment, I mean, it's taken a long time to get where it has, but a lot of good work being done in the FA to enable players to be on contracts and WSL teams to pay that sort of wage. And also the girls, because of now the popularity, they do appearances and things and go into schools, which is brilliant.
Here's Williams. She made a cross into the middle there for Duggan, who was on the far side of the penalty area, but it came slicing off the foot of the Liverpool player. Captained England at under 19 in the European finals of that age group in 2003. She's been a fully fledged international now for some 12 years. She took over as captain at Euro 2009 for the seniors from Faye White when she was injured. There's Ellen White with a little ball into the penalty area. Really poor defending. Duggan with the cross. White tried the overhead. A bit fortunate not to have a free kick given against her. Carney. English midfield players have been terrific. Scott in behind, she's onside. Can she keep it in play? It was Williams with the pass. And Mnashnyshenko kept calm and composed and got it away.
Yeah, it was a good run by Alex Scott. She just couldn't take it in a stride. I think if she had done, she would have been through on goal and a strike on goal.
Another English player had a spell in America with the Boston Breakers club, and she went back to Arsenal. Stoney and Bronze. Carney still full of running. Bronze had a look, Aluko in the middle, and Jordan Nobbs. First touch wasn't great, she's still in there though. Little check back, got very tight, Carney on a hat-trick. Gets it, 3-0 England, 4-0 England. What a first half she's had. Inside 40 minutes, 4-0 up.
Karen Carney's definitely on fire today. I think fortunate the ball landed in front of her, melee in the middle. Jordan Nobbs did really well. I thought she was going to strike it first time there. Ends up at Karen Carney, left foot, her weaker foot, as it were. Not so weak there. A great finish. 4-0 and a great half from Karen Carney.
37-minute hat-trick for Carney. England 4 up by the 40th minute. The first goal was in the third. Just come in, Ellen White in the 13th minute. Carney again at the 26th, and a hat-trick completed. And England, to be brutally honest, could have had 7. No need to be critical though, they've done exactly what they had to do. Here's Bronze. Bradley, Carney on the edge of the penalty area again. Dugganton behind her, she fouled there. Turned the Belarus player. And England's long run of successful home games goes on. They've not lost any of their last 14 home matches since Iceland beat them finally in July 2009. And against Farrah Williams. England have matched the scoreline in their last game against Belarus at home in October 2007. Scott got 2 that day. Luko defending with her on the edge of the box, got another. And she's won it fair and square. Far too strong, far too fast for the Belarus player, and carrying a long way. Possibly a little bit too long. Schmack put the challenge in, but England still in possession with White. Scott, they're looking for a 5th. They'll have to settle for a corner, but it's been a brilliant first half.
Belarus is struggling as it is defending, never mind on the counter with the pace that Aluko has, and the rest keeping up with her. Great strength. I think that's one of the criticisms, that teams look fitter than us in the Euros, but girls are nearly at the end of the season and physically a lot superior to Belarus.
Duggan on the edge of the penalty area. Bradley's up. Bronze is in there as well. That would have been her last touch. It was. It's a goal kick.
I've watched Lucy Bronze quite a bit for Liverpool this season in the WSL. Really impressed with the type of player that you could probably play anywhere on the pitch. You know, she can get up and down. The intensity of her play is really good. She's athletic, and she's actually got 2 good feet. She will be, she'll be a player that England could use as a utility player, and a little bit like Steph Houghton,
who did have a disappointing Euros. We saw a clip earlier on in the programme of Trevor Brooking saying the English players seem to have lost their zest in the finals. There was criticism that the hunger had gone, that things had become too comfortable under Hope Powell, but well, certainly they've got hunger back here, determination, and they do look fit. It is, of course, at the end of a domestic campaign, towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. They do look good, and you know, I think there's a couple of players struggling with injury in the Euros, a couple of really key players as well that were played, and you know, they probably didn't do themselves justice, because you've got a great group of players here, a great squad, you know, that have developed into, you know, some of the best in the world. They just need to show that.
Good mix now of the younger players coming in. Lucy Bronze, just 21. White. Bronze. Carney is available back up the line. Williams got forward. Not the greatest of headers away, but Tarasenko got lucky. Stoney, important for her there. She went for the ball. She knew that her Lincoln clubmate Sophie Bradley had dropped off, just to cover in behind. And England throughout the team have played very well.
Yeah, it's important for Stoney and Bradley that they concentrate, because they've not really had that much of the ball, but everything they've done really, really well. I'm sure that they do the simple things well, which is they always try and do. I quite like them too as a centre-half pairing.
Here's Carney into the box. Saluka got forward, and that should have been 5.
Bit of a right smile there from Eni Aluko. Heading is not what she's particularly known for in terms of the scoring ability, but she had a little great opportunity to put the ball past the keeper. I don't know whether she thought the keeper was coming out to her. She recognises that was a chance, and we could have done a little bit better. You can smile at 4-0 though, Jonathan, yeah.
Here's Aluko looking for White. One of the oldest managerial cliches in the game. You can only beat what's put in front of you, and well, they've done well enough so far, very well. Seconds remain in stoppage time. England win it back. Scots. Spack got lucky. England didn't need any luck. They played very well in the first half. 4-0 up at the break with a terrific hat-trick by Karen Carney, who's been outstanding. Ellen White missed a couple of chances but got the other goal. England could have had 7 or 8 against vastly inferior opponents, but it's been a thoroughly good first half for England, and they lead at the break by 4-0.
Well, I think the spectators here in Bournemouth very much enjoyed that first half. The England supporters anyway, we particularly enjoyed it because we're situated at the end to which England were attacking, so it was all very nice for us. We got a great view of all the goals and first-hand view of the celebration. Sue, what did you make of it?
That was exactly what we wanted, didn't we? We wanted a reaction from the Euros, and that's exactly what they've given us. The way that they've kept the ball, they've kept possession really well, they've done 1 and 2 touches, and I think they actually said they've done the simple things well, which is what we wanted them to do, and again, 4 fantastic goals, so I'm hoping for more in the second half.
Faye, were you impressed?
Yeah, I think we obviously looked a lot sharper, brighter. Lots of players wanting to get on the ball and wanting to show what they can do. I think Farrah Williams had a lot of space in midfield. Karen Carney's been all over the pitch trying to get the ball and get on it and make something happen. But Alex Scott and Lucy Bronze afford to get forward. But I think it's easy when you're playing against a team like Belarus. You get a lot more space, you get a lot more time, and you're not worried so much when you know the ball's not going to go in behind you as much.
We know that it's inferior opposition, Michael. There's no disguising that. But were you pleased with what you saw from an England perspective?
Yeah, I think you can see the enthusiasm in the players. You know, they're all playing with a smile on their face. Of course, they're getting a lot of time on the ball because Belarus, let's be truthful, I mean, they're very poor. But you can only beat what's in front of you. And the girls have gone out there, they've played very well in the first half. Karen Carney, superb first half, really, really well. I like the way the girls are mixing in midfield as well. But the opportunities that they're creating for themselves as well. Ellen White looks very lively, you know. Early on in the game as well, she stamped her authority. She was closing down 2 or 3 times. You know, that set the standard for the rest of the players, and it's been great first half.
And England didn't have to wait too long for the first goal, did they? We wanted an early goal.
We did, and that's exactly what we were saying. They need to score early, just to relax them, because it's going to be a bit of a nerve-wracking game, isn't it? So, you know, and we mentioned we wanted Karen Carney and Farrah Williams and players like that to get on the ball, and here she does so well. You know, the defence, for me, they're all together, but she it's that burst, it's that little yard of pace, and she gets a touch away from the defenders and then manages to put it in the bottom corner. So it was a great finish, and we wanted a finish at that time.
And the chances started to come thick and fast, didn't they, for your former Arsenal teammate Ellen White, and a glorious one.
Yeah, she's always gets herself in the right position. She works incredibly hard for the team. You know, maybe a bit critical of Ellen is sometimes she doesn't take enough of the chances that she gets. But here, some good play, good movement. We get lots of bodies forwards, and I think it's Tony Duggan's actually getting the strike away here. But it's good that players react. Kaz Carney quick on the ball. She, like I said, she's very influential, and that chance there, she's just leaning back, and that's the kind of chances in bigger games you have to take. And she will be disappointed when she sees chances like that back, but she's made up for it because she scored afterwards. But on that, you just need to get a foot over the ball, put it down low, and drive it into the bottom of the net.
Well, Ellen White didn't have to wait too long afterwards to get another chance, and this time she took it.
Yeah, and it was great for her as well to get on the score sheet because of her work rate as well. But you know, it's refreshing, not just Ellen getting in the area to score these goals, but you know, the bodies that are in there. There's 3 and 4. This wasn't there in the Euros, Jackie. You know, players here, I mean, it's great movement. She got a little bit of luck with the back heel. I think it was the defender who played her in, but there again, it's just lovely. I mean, it's a great first touch. She plays it round the keeper, and that's what you want from your strike, you know, full of confidence, and that's a lovely finish. You know, your centre forwards getting into the right positions and putting it in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think it's good understanding between Jordan Nobbs and her obviously play together, but nice little layoff by Jordan.
And I think character as well, you know, the fact that she just missed the chance 3 minutes earlier to then bounce back, her confidence to actually, such a cool finish, wasn't it? So all credit, I think she did really well there.
And Karen Carney was really the player of the first half, wasn't she, with a hat-trick? And her second one came along soon afterwards.
Yeah, and she wanted to get on. She was constantly looking for the ball. She was playing just behind Ellen White, and we've seen her on the left, we've seen her on the right, and it's a nice break here from Lucy Bronze, because you could see Eniola Aluko was saying, give me the ball, but she actually did well to play it inside, and what a lovely finish. That is a player full of confidence. You know, she looks up, she sees where the keeper is, and it's an absolute top corner. So for me, she was always going to score 3.
She got herself into a great position as well. You know, she could just tell she wanted to, you know, cock her leg back, and she wanted to take that strike on, and it was a brilliant finish from her. She's full of confidence in that first half.
We're all sitting here saying, smash it, weren't we? Smash it. She did, which is nice. She could almost actually hear from us. But then we wanted to score a hat-trick, and she probably heard us say that as well.
Yes, absolutely brilliant. You know, and she deserved it. You know, her movement that she showed in the first half was excellent when she got into the areas. And it's all about confidence, Jackie. She had a couple of opportunities before she got the hat-trick as well, which is brilliant. But, you know, we talk about how strong her right foot is. This one falls to her left foot as well. I mean, it's a great finish as well. She gets a little bit of luck here. There's just a little challenge there. Falls to her left foot. And that's a great strike. She was in the right area again. But we talk about, again, the bodies in the box. We did not get that in the Euros. There's 3 and 4 in there. You know, if you get people in the box, you're going to get opportunities. And that's what she's done in the first half. Absolutely brilliant.
They want to prove a point, don't they? They want to get on the ball, and you can see there's like 4 or 5 options. Every time there's a player got the ball, there's somebody to pass to, and that's what they needed. And they've definitely proven a point today.
An extremely positive first half performance from England. Well, at the moment, those England players in there experiencing something new. A half-time team talk from an international manager other than Hope Powell. It's 15 years since that's happened, during which time women's football in England has changed beyond all recognition. And some of those players who forged their international careers under her have been talking about the huge impact that Hope has had on the game.
When Hope started, there was just a senior team. You know, there was no education system for young players coming through, and really Hope put that in place. And now it's a comprehensive system, right from under 15 through to under 23s, and then on to the seniors.
The position we're in now is because of Hope. I think that, you know, the things she's done behind the scene to push our game forward, the fact that, you know, we're expected to qualify for every competition, whereas before, you know, that was never a thing in England. And she's brought all the youth players through. She's always focused on youth and building through the system, and she's done that very well.
You know, I was so low during my drinking days. I didn't know which way to turn, and obviously she took me under her wing, got me the help that I needed, and said, you know, I don't care if you ever play football again, but I just want you to be better within yourself, more comfortable, human being, more confident. If I didn't have hope during those tough times years ago, then I probably wouldn't be playing football. I probably would have taken a different route, different career, different job.
I go back to when I was playing younger, there wasn't centre of excellences, you know, there wasn't opportunities for girls that there are now. Now there's, I think, 31 or 32 centre of excellences, there's development centres. The opportunities for girls to play now is far greater than it ever was. And, you know, obviously she was here for 15 years. We started qualifying for major tournaments. We got to finals of major tournaments. And, you know, you can't forget that.
The introduction of central contracts. I think when she first got the job, there was none of that. There was girls still working full-time, trying to train all the time. Also the FAWSL. If you see how far that's come along, you've now got semi-professional players, and I think Hope's done so much for the game. And obviously I'm sure all the girls would like to wish her luck with whatever she does next.
So Hope Howe having achieved a huge amount for women's football in England and having to really ask for quite a lot from the FA during that time, which time she's really dragged women's football kicking and screaming into the modern era, hasn't she? I mean, do you actually remember the time when she was appointed England manager?
Yeah, I actually played with her in the team, and then it was sort of the next game I remember that she got appointed England manager, so it was quite bizarre going from being a teammate to actually being, you know, she was my manager. But she's transformed the women's game without a doubt, and, you know, in the last 15 years, like when we first started playing, you know, we didn't have sports scientists or nutritionists, or, you know, we didn't have anything like that, and she's brought all that in. She's brought it from grassroots right the way through to the national team, and all credit to her. You know, she's changed the game to where it is today, and we've got to sort of be thankful for that.
What do you think is the most important thing that she's achieved for the game?
I think it's the whole setup within international. When we were young, we literally went straight into the seniors.
When we were?
You know, at 16, 17, 18, you would go straight in. You wouldn't have that opportunity to play at the under-15s tournament or go to a World Cup at that age. So, you know, I think over time the game would have grown to that, but she certainly brought that in very quickly, and was able to get that pathway brought in, and the scouting around it to get the best players through quickly. And also changing the culture. A lot of the players, I remember, you know, it was a social thing, women's football, and even sometimes some players at international level at the start were very much, you know, they didn't train enough, they weren't professional in their attitude off the pitch, and you had to change that. And you see the younger players now coming into the squad, it's second nature to, you know, the way that they look after themselves off the field as much as on it.
And just briefly, what can you see Hope Howe doing in the future?
I don't know. I think she's got to stay within women's football because she's achieved so much in there. So I'd like to see her maybe in FIFA, UEFA, something like that, but definitely stay within the game.
Yeah, quite sure she will. Well, with Hope Howe gone, attention turns to who will succeed her and who'll get the new elite development role as well. Sally Nugent's with somebody who's heavily involved in making those appointments. Sally.
Thanks very much indeed, Jackie. Yes, Dan Ashworth is one man who will be closely involved in the selection process. Looking for a new manager at the moment. I'm sure you've had plenty of applications in. Where is the process up to?
Well, the application process is now closed, so we've shortlisted. We're going through a similar process that we did with the under-21 male head coach, where our aim is to make sure we're ready in time for the next double header. We've got somebody in place to take us through to the next stages.
What exactly are you looking for?
Well, I think it's important that first and foremost it's the right person for the role. So an outstanding coaching pedigree, obviously must have an affinity with the female game and experience in international football.
Does it need to be a woman?
No, not at all, no. We've had applications from both male and females. I think our success criteria is it's the right person.
And when will you make an announcement?
Well, we've shortlisted. We want to get these two games out of the way first, and then we'll go into an extensive interview process over the next couple of weeks. And once we're ready, then we're convinced we found the right person. We'll make an announcement then.
Are you looking at making wider changes in the women's game?
Yes, we've actually advertised for two roles. So we've got a head of women's elite who will come in and perhaps look at the structures beneath the head coach role and look at the junior sides, the 15s, the 17s, the 19s, and that development structure that will lead into the women's senior teams.
You would have to say, going on the last 45 minutes, Brent Hills has made a great start. in his 2 games in charge?
Well, I'm sure Brent will be delighted with the first 45 minutes. Yeah, the girls have been terrific, and the tempo and the energy they've played, and certainly the pressing and their ability to win the ball back early has led to 2 or 3 goals, and I'm sure he'll be delighted at half-time, but the game's not finished yet.
Dan Ashworth, thanks very much indeed. Jackie, back to you.
So 4-0 to England here at Bournemouth at half-time. So far, so good. They haven't been too tested by Belarus, but Mickey, we do have one chance to show of theirs. Astashova, who I know you know very well.
We found it hard to find this clip, didn't we? But no, I think, you know, they got a decent opportunity, didn't they, where they went down the left-hand side. The ball came over, but it came to nothing in the end. But this is what England have got to be careful of. And I went down that left-hand side, and again there, it's just a ball into the area, but it's just a little bit of movement. A better header might have caused a couple of problems, but again, it came to nothing in the end. But I think that's just something that just give England a little bit of a scare. But other than that, it's been, you know, front foot forward, England pushing forward, looking to score as many goals as they possibly can.
Would you expect many changes from Brent Hills in the second half?
I think so. Give players a chance. You know, like to see maybe Natasha Dowie come on and see how she can do in the international setup. She's done really well at club level, so maybe see how she does. But I'm expecting more goals. You know, we want more goals, don't we?
We do, but they're going to be miles away at the other end of the pitch, so we'll have to get ourselves up in that stand now. England 4, Belarus 0. Let's get back to our commentary team for the second half. Lucy Ward and Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks very much. The second half will resume, if the referee notices it, with a Belarus substitution. I think that's Anna Pilipenko's waiting to come on. I don't think the referee's noticed yet. It is Pilipenko who's going to come on for them. She plays for Mordovochka in Russian football. Early on in their season, they scored in their opening 7 games. She's only involved in the last qualifying campaign, that was for the Euros, once. And she has come on for Mirashnikova. Now that's something of a surprise, because she did okay down the Belarus left-hand side. What they've done is they've pushed Akimovic from the right to the left-hand side. And Belarus all in red then will get us off and underway in the second half. 4-0 down. Breeze has dropped. Akimovic beaten to it by Scott. One back though by Astashova. Belarus looked sluggish in comparison with England's movement in the first half. They also looked startled at times, really out of their depth. There's Vasilyeva looking for Pilipenko, who's come on very much up front.
I sort of look at it, Jonathan, and really much Belarus can do. I mean, they're overpowering, but perhaps if they can look at trying to get a set piece further up the pitch, actually get themselves up the pitch, or look at the counter drawing England in, but don't really have the athletic ability or the pace to do that. Tend to keep the ball. The time they did keep the ball for more than 3 or 4 passes, they actually created an opportunity for themselves in the first half.
Great ball by Williams to Scott. Quickly on, looking for Aluko, away by Spack. Williams again in space. Belarus simply haven't pressed the ball. They've allowed Williams and Nobbs far too much space. Carney too, of course. She's got the hat-trick. Here's Nobbs. Away to Duggan. Fullback had been drawn too far across. Space then for Duggan. Overstruck the cross. Kept in play by Akimovic. A tight one too. That's nicely done. Yessu with the header forward. Good holding midfield player. Vasilyeva. The Pilipenko. When she gets the ball, Williams, 10 yards of space every time she gets it.
Yeah, if Belarus want to do something in this game, they've got to get in front of her and face her up. I think if one of them comes out of that pack of 5, then they're just going to leave spaces wide open to play through.
Away by Spack. That's a nice ball through. White. Aluko! Scott back into the middle. Knobs! Aluko! It won't go in! So very nearly a fifth. England have had 16 efforts on goal and have scored 4.
Just in that little cross there was 3 or 4 opportunities to score. I think when it first came to Eni Aluko, came back over to Eni Aluko, I thought she was going to just do a little diving header. Well, Ellen White here, great little ball in there.
Here's Aluko, great pace, nearly took her in again, and just slipped away by Vasilyeva.
There's that many chances, Jonathan, that we have trouble showing the replays as well. Doing well, starting as they finished off the first half.
Carney with the corner. White is in the middle. Aluko's at the far post. Runs with the header on and Aluko wide.
She may have been stood in an offside position then, but Lucy Bronze got a good connection on that. And shows that I think the defender was just wandering out. It could have been conceded a 5th goal then, Belarus. They just need to be a little bit more switched on for them.
Carney. Where would you place Belarus? I mean, certainly I don't think they could compete with any of the WSL teams.
No, I mean, they will be looking at improving, and like you say about the change they've made in their school, I think that there's a real level below the qualifying level. I mean, I wouldn't suspect at all that they're going to qualify in the next sort of 2 or 3 tournaments, but they were looking past that to try and improve it, over the next 10 years or so.
They used to be they used to play in the pre-qualifying stages. Only recently they've gone up a notch.
It's all about expectations, isn't it? They came here and their expectation was to concede goals, and they just wanted to limit that because goal difference may, they're looking at their standings in the qualifying group.
Pilipenko. Badly away. That's good in possession. Stashova. Trying to find Pilipenko. She was the Belarus woman had the first half effort, their only effort on goal. It was wide. Sophie Bradley. Williams. Sophie Williams again, looking to qualify for her 3rd World Cup. So this English women's team have been around for 6, 7 major tournaments. There's Aluko, good pace again. Oh, that's a good save. Excellent goalkeeping, Sebastian.
Eni Aluko again just uses her pace down the left-hand side, puts in on a stronger right foot. Just that turn of pace, just can't keep up with her. And it's a terrific shot from her. The goalkeeper was equal to it this time. Great effort.
Carney with a short corner. Scott. Carney with the cross. Pilipenko away. Williams. Duggan back to Williams. Always had a fair shot on her. She's a real set-piece expert. Here's Scott. Knobs, fine ball. First on. Oh, coming back. But caught offside. Lucy Bronze.
It was interesting. Lucy Bronze was stood looking all the way along the line, so in her mind she thought she was on. Interesting to see whether she was or not.
So tries Svetlana Stashova, the Belarus number 8, has shown a couple of decent touches. She tried to bring midfield players in there, but they're playing so deep. They're inviting England onto them.
Yeah, they are. They're just hoping to put that block up there, which so far has not worked 4 times, but they're not going to really show any more adventure at this stage, I wouldn't suspect.
Interesting to hear from Dan Ashworth at half-time from the FA. They're looking for 2 jobs with the England's football setup. The England's football setup. It comes back to Williams. That's not a great effort. Ballooned it, got underneath it. They're looking for a head of women's elite development and, of course, the England coach. What do you make of that?
Well, they're obviously looking to progress it. You know, they see women's football in this country and they've got to take it to the next level now. And just another look, and here Luko's strike, a good strike. I think he did really well there. You know, you look at, they now have to be competing at these major championships. They have to be getting to semi-finals and finals again consistently, and to be seen at one of the world powers. For that to happen, I think that obviously this new role needs to come into place to continue the good work that Hope Powell had done. But I think the next appointment as England manager, it will show the way that the FA are going. You know, whether you surprise a few people, bring someone in, you know, from the men's game or someone with international experience. It'll be interesting to see.
That's a Shover caught offside. So you think it could be someone who's had Premier League experience maybe coming in?
Who knows? I mean, I would suspect there'd be people from the men's professional game have applied for it, I've no doubt, because it's at that level now, women's football, and it's a great job. You know, if you're a pro licence or an A licence coach, this is a great job. You know, an international manager who, you know, the capabilities to reach World Cups and European Championships, you know, and a great group of players, and ones underneath them as well who are coming through. So I think it's a key appointment, and you will show the way the FA are going and who they actually choose.
Carney tried to bring Duggan in. He had too much pace on it. The flip side of that is, does Hope Powell, who has a pro licence, does she get a job in the men's game?
Well, she may do. I mean, surely nowadays, in 2013, it's the best candidate for the job in all jobs in football. You know, and if that happens to be a woman, then so be it.
Mr. Shover away. Good work. And White closing on the far side. Natasha Dowie is about to come on for England. Liverpool striker with 20 goals in 19 games this season. Super League leaders. Bob Dowie's daughter, niece of Ian. Mr. Palace fans remember him, and so many other clubs as well.
I think for a lot of people this is 3 or 4 games too late. Tash Dowie, she was top scorer in the WSL, you would tend to think.
Well, it's a rather clumsy effort at a challenge. She apologised, simply ran in. That's Tash over then into Lucy Bronze.
I really think that she meant to. I think just at the last minute she turned around and saw Lucy Bronze there, full weight. It's going to hurt.
Goes Tony Duggan, and on comes Dowie.
Ellen White will move wide. Dowie will go in at the number 9, I would suspect.
She plays there, she's been playing there for Arsenal wider.
I think she can play anywhere across that front line, Ellen White. Adaptable.
It's Dowie's first call-up since September the 11th. She was substituted at half-time against Serbia. And she can benefit from the service from Maluko, certainly. I remember it was a game once at Stockport, West Ham went up there, and he'll probably be watching this, he'll be embarrassed to hear it, but he'll remember it. Ian Dowie got one of the greatest headed goals I've ever seen. Unfortunately for Ian, it was at the wrong end, past his own goalkeeper, but it was a cracking effort. He was such a hard-working striker, Northern Ireland international, of course. Good man.
I think even Tash Dowie, sorry Jonathan, would admit herself, it's the last couple of years she started to take herself really seriously as a footballer and worked at her game and realised that she could be a top player, and I think that this is the fruits of that, the way that she's worked, top scorer in the WSL, and you know, and the likelihood, we shall have a bit to say about it, but they're in with a chance of becoming WSL champions and done really well.
Stoney the captain. Bronze. Dowie. Jordan Nobbs has been excellent. Farrell Williams has had a super game. Maluko. Pace has caused trouble. Scott's got forward well. A very good England performance. Williams. Well, Dowie in the middle claiming she was held back as she went to get in on the end of that cross.
I think as an international defender, when you're losing 4-0, any means to try to just put off the centre forward. Stop them making that run because it was a good ball.
Dowie is one of the players who worked under Brent Hill's under 23 level. And I think there will be a role for Brent, even if he doesn't get the senior job.
Absolutely. I mean, he's done terrifically well, along with Hope, dragging the women's game out of the amateur doldrums and right into the professional era. You know, and the way that the England team play today is a consequence of that. You know, and I think at under 23 level he does really well. Now he's got a chance of the main job. Who knows?
White, Harlanova was caught in possession. Vasilyeva clears. Just wanted to do a little bit too much on the ball for Harlanova. Vasilyeva's had a decent enough game, the Minsk centre-back. Now halfway through the championship round there. And the Minsk are leading, they only need one more win really. 4 points would mathematically mean the title is theirs. And by Williams. Neat control by Nobbs, and she's first to react. Absolutely tireless in that midfield area. Here's Williams. So many people delighted around English women's football that Jordan Nobbs has got this chance. Carney. Dowie! Off the ball! And in! With her first chance since coming on, she scores, having hit the bar.
I'm really, really pleased for Tash Dowie. Quite a bit of pressure coming on the top scorer. The thing that she does really, really well is track across in terms of the header. That's great technique. And I think she didn't really know much about the rebound, but was really on a plate. Just the way that she watches the ball here and the technique of getting ahead on that. And she got her rewards with the ball coming straight back off the crossbar. It was a great effort, particularly the first one.
Just inside the hour, she makes it 5-0. Her first international goal, only the one start for her country so far. And a debut against Turkey away in the World Cup qualifiers last time around. England played Turkey on Thursday. Wales at home in October at the New Den. Return in Wales is next August. Williams, Dowie, good touch, Scott. Oh, what's the keeper doing there? Ellen White! It's 6. No, it's ruled out. Not the most popular decision of the day.
Was she offside? She wandered offside there. It's a catastrophe of a mistake. Just a ball, just played in now. I'm not sure she was offside. Obviously the flag was late, so he had to wait until Ellen had a go on goal. And crowd not happy.
Goalkeeper got out of jail. Right again, looking for Dowie. Luko's in the middle, and it is 6 this time. Terrific performance by the England women's team. Dominant throughout, set the pace early. 6 of the best.
Deserved goal there for Luko, and you just see the teamwork there. Tash Dowie, great little run. She could have had a go herself, but knew what Luko and where she was. Ended up in a simple tap-in for her. But great play, Ellen White, great little ball. Simple finish for Luko, but one that was definitely deserved.
Her 5th World Cup qualifying goal. And England have made a substitution. Karen Carney has gone off. Jill Scott has come on.
I think that'll now mean that Jordan Nobbs just moves into that advanced position. Jill Scott takes her position up. She'll turn into going to the Karen Carney position. Jordan Nobbs. You look at Jordan Nobbs as well, and just the work that Sunderland women's have done. they produced these players as youngsters, Lucy Bronze, and they always knew that they were going to be good internationals. Frank Arnott, they're quite pleased with her day's work. But I think the likes of Sunderland, who produce these players that then the Arsenal take and Everton and then Liverpool take, that sort of level, they've done really, really well. Steph Houghton as well.
Jill Scott.
And Jill Scott, actually, while we're at it.
I think we saw a clip of her earlier on talking about the importance of Hope Power in the development of the English women's game, the importance of getting the central FA contract. Jill was one of the first to get one of those contracts. It meant they could make a living out of football, effectively. Dowie, Aluko. If she pulled back, she was. Jill Scott's a big game goal scorer as well. She scored away in Belarus in May 2008, scored in the Euro 09 finals. She's in there again. It comes to Dowie though.
Yeah, Jill Scott, a really experienced international at Everton now, dragging Everton through with the youngsters. She's offering something a little bit different. Tall, athletic, breaks up play well, and like you say, gets big goals in important games.
2 goals in 2 minutes there for England. Dowie and Aluko, plus the one that was disallowed. It's going to be a long, hard 26 minutes for Belarus.
I think they're all watching that clock in that corner there as well. Belarus players really want to be embarrassed. 7, 8, 9, 10. England seem to be in the mood.
.65 goals scored and 4 conceded in the last 2 World Cup qualifiers, qualifying campaigns. In the start of this, England do have this long, proud record.
Great support as well here today, Jonathan. After the disappointment of the summer, people have come out in force down here in Bournemouth, which is great to see. Lots of youngsters, lots of young girls and boys with England shirts on.
Started off well on the road to Canada 2015, that's for sure. Aluko, Dowie. Lots of confidence about her. You know, you were saying earlier she's only just taking her football seriously recently. I wonder if part of the problem was she was known, oh, she's Natasha Dowie, she's Ian Dowie's niece.
Yeah, I mean, that always comes with it whenever her name's mentioned, but at the moment she's the most famous of all of them, so I think that's good. And she's named for herself and gets herself established in this England squad. She's going to score goals, she's proved that.
Williams was tripped. Oh, well, this is a bit harsh. Avkimov, it's a tripping offence, so technically, left of the law, yellow card can be produced, and it is for Avkimovic.
It'll take a while to write that name in a book, the referee.
She's still writing it.
So I mean, play 5 minutes extra.
An experienced referee. The 2010 German Women's Cup final. Well, Williams stands over it, Scott stands over it. Williams has a go. Outside of the right foot, trying to curl it left to right.
A free quick kick that Farrah Williams practices a little bit right. Ronaldo stands up straight to it, runs up straight to it, and the ball girl behind the goal was wise to move out of the way. You get that on target, difficult to save because, like you said before, the ball moves in the air.
Not like the old classic swinger from left to right where you hit it right on the outside of the boot. It's more like on the top of the boot, like Ronaldo hits top side.
Just makes the ball move a little bit, but just straight as an arrow. Right until the end.
There's Jordan Nobbs. Scott is offside. Very distinctive, very tall for the women's game. She's 5'11". Sunderland born. Started at Sunderland, went on to Everton. Played in all their major finals. What a wretched run of they were league runners up 5 years in a row.
Belarus making mistakes again. Here's Ellen White.
England always on the front foot. A lot of players out there with confidence, feel that they can score. It's bad enough as it is for Belarus without making mistakes, which they just tend to do it now.
You can see that England, though, can vary their style with their two centre forwards. Ellen White's more of a hold-up player who brings in others, Carney and the like from midfield. But Natasha Dowie's very much on the shoulder of the last defender.
Absolutely, she gets on the defender and turns the defender. She's really good at that. You need those facets to your game if you're going to be competing at the highest level internationally. You need to have these goal scorers, but also that do some things a little bit different, bring others into play, and be able to play in a variety of positions, which Ellen White can do, and Tony Duggan.
Nobbs, bronze. Put out by Akimovic. A rare touch of the ball from Rachel Brown. Hasn't had a shot to save. Here's Dowie. It's got too much pace and power and fitness for the Belarus left side players, although as we said that Oksana Shpak, the number 5, was covering ground, and here she is again.
She's definitely not afraid to get the ball off a keeper and put herself in a situation where she's under pressure from the forwards of England.
Playing out from the back, but very, very deep, and England can pen them in here.
Either very experienced or mad, one or the other, only 6-0 down.
Casey Stoney, the England captain. She'll have harder days, that's for sure. Williams. And here's Scott. No challenge for it. Jill Scott's underneath it. Should be the keeper's dear, oh dear. Unopposed, choosing to punch and then punch badly. Now he wins it back. Looking for the 1-2 with the Luko. Shpak. Pilipenka. Now Karlanova. It's not strong enough to stay with Jill Scott. White. It's fair to say her goal tally with Arsenal has been reduced this season because she has been playing in that wider role sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, she just does a job for the team. She just works, I think Faye said it at half-time, she just works so hard for the team and just creates opportunities for others. She's a real team player.
Runs forward to Ellen White. Decent enough clearance by Vasilyeva. And a good first day in charge for that man. Played a little bit of football in his youth at non-league level at Kingstonian and Felton, but took his badges very early. Jill Scott, Farrah Williams, dragged the shot wide. Brent Bill sending on another substitute. He was a youth coach at Brentford and Millwall and Watford and Fulham. Before moving into England's women's game, off goes Farrah Williams. And England bring on Jade Moore of Birmingham.
This is good to see, personally for me. Played at Leeds with Jade when she was about 16, 17, real terrier-like midfielder, not afraid of a tackle. Great engine.
And another one of the team that won the Euro Under-19 title in 2009. The core of this developing English women's team could come from that side.
Absolutely, I mean, running's a great habit to get used to, and if you've done it, and you've done it in tournament football, which is a skill in itself, then surely you've got to use that. And, you know, that's what's happening. You know, these players are coming to the fore and they've got no fear.
Bronze. Nobbs. It's up to the line.
Decent cross to Dowie, couldn't quite stretch. All the work done by Jordan Nobbs, crossed the far post, and Dowie just couldn't get there.
Real effective play on the left-hand side again from Jordan Nobbs, always curling in, just couldn't reach it. Actually, I think she knew as she set off. Always worth the effort though if it comes off the keeper, or if you do get your foot to it.
Scott got back. Stoney to Bradley. Moore. And Scott. And Luco. Moore again. 22-year-old. Scored in the Cyprus Cup successful campaign earlier this year. It's given away. Filipenko. Towards Karlanova. Oh, fouled her. Well, I wonder, with 74 minutes gone, whether or not Rachel Brown will have a shot to save. Just left her foot dangling.
She wasn't moving out of the way, Jade Moore. Get the players behind the ball. England. Just a sloppy pass. Just not touching the ball that much at the back, so forgive the lack of concentration.
Well, they have 5 in the wall, England. There's Yulia Barisenko, lines up to take it. Came on at left back, but she's right-footed. Hasn't scored at international level. Still hasn't.
I really expected some sort of wonder free kick, the way she was lining up for it, like she was going to put it in the top corner. I think a team like this, you've got to practice set pieces, because that's probably the only way you're going to score against some team of the calibre of England. We need to practice some more.
That's a terrific ball away by Stoney. Looking for Ellen White, who closed in the end on Vasilyeva. She's gone down with cramp.
It's just one sprint after Ellen White, too many.
Fantastic ball out of defence, that.
So we've got a bit of space in case Stoney has that in a locker to put the ball to the feet of the forward in those diagonal positions.
You look at this performance, you know, you look at the Team GB performances in the Olympics, the Cyprus Cup performances, and I know there were injured players in the summer, but what on earth happened?
And there must be various factors in there, but it's just, I don't think anybody can believe it.
England's 8th corner, very, very deep. Nobbs there first. Bradley back in. Vasilyeva clears. Bronze, who's done nothing wrong. And only her second international game. Dowie. Moore. Tight little passing movements. Accurate pacing. Nobbs. Good run. A final touch let her down. And it's cleared away by I think it was Kioso who got it away in the end.
I just think just the right foot kicked it onto her left, and a great little touch there. It's that unwanted last pass, but she's been tremendous throughout this afternoon.
Moore. Keeper got to it in the end. It was bouncing awkwardly just in front of her.
Always difficult for a keeper. A strike on goal that just bounces in front, and she struggled with some things this afternoon and then being amazing in other things. And she get that away for a corner.
A bit of a roller coaster ride, the goalkeeper today. 12 minutes to go. Luco with the corner kick. Scott is in the middle. Underneath that was White. Good support for England.
reaching back into my memory over the game, I think England have had over 20 efforts, way over, nearly 30 I think. He's not Scott with a languid pass that, given away. We're looking for Filipenko, didn't come through. Scott. Bradley and Stoney have had very little ado, but they have brought the ball out with confidence and precision.
I see it starts from them, and they're always positive and do simple things well. It's just been the start of all England's attacks.
I think that's key, you know, you've hit the nail on the head, but that's what he wanted them to do, the simple things well.
The rest comes with it. If you can get the simple things right in football, it usually works for you, and that's what they've done today. They've lots of tempo, intensity high, closing down high up the pitch, finishing the chances, and it's been exciting to watch, which is the best antidote ever to the summer, Jonathan.
A team ranked 11th in the world should go on and win this group comfortably, with all due respect the other teams in it.
And they probably will, but it's about making sure that they're ready for Canada 2015. That's the key thing, that when they get there, that they do perform and they work out what went wrong in the summer, and then they work from that. Obviously they've got to get through these qualifying first, but that's the next level for England.
So look for Scott on the half turn. Jill Scott that was, up alongside was Alex Scott. The Welsh games will be feisty encounters. Welsh football developing fast.
Wales will be watching this because I think they have Belarus on Thursday, don't they, and then England. Wales will do no pushovers whatsoever. Lots of Welsh girls playing in the WSL.
And Luco's there. Bristol Academy have a big old Welsh connection.
Yeah, and look how well Bristol Academy do. Great team ethic. Key players, the Welsh players in there. And then you've got Jess Fishlock, who's an outstanding world-class player. A bigger test than Belarus have been today.
They're run by Alex Scott. Jordan Nobbs hovering, still full of running. Moore, White, Alex Scott, Jill Scott. Been just a little bit too late.
Again, good passing there. Jade Moore passes it forward with conviction, ends up at Jill Scott, trying to curl it. She's going for the top corner. It's worth the effort. She has scored goals like that before. In fact, the game's been that exciting, Jonathan, with the goals and stuff, that the crowd haven't even tried a Mexican wave. You usually see that when the crowd gets bored. It's actually been fully enthralled with the game, waiting for England to score the next goal. All in all, a real positive afternoon.
Here's a chance for Belarus to bring it away. Schback, they're used to high-scoring matches. Minsk won one game this season, 22-0. Another 17-0. They've hit double figures 5 times this season, and the league leaders' goal difference is plus 145. They've played 22 games.
I might go play there then. Sounds a bit easier than here.
There's Alex Scott. A little bit tired, that pass to Ellen White. Better. Now he's controlling her down. Filipenko. Away by Kiose. White has kept it in. More high and spiralling. Nobody on the end of the header back by Jordan Nobbs. But look who the player was that got beyond the strikers and into the box.
I really want to see it. Not the thing that's missing from her performance today is a goal, and through lack of trying. She's been excellent. And taking her game onto the next level in the international stage. Willing to go past the forwards and make those runs into the box, which will hurt any team, whatever level. The level of Belarus or the better teams in international football.
Avkimovic. Decent enough run forward from Jenisenka. Bradley. Once again. Now what can England do here? Dowie can't get beyond Vasilyeva. Carney, hat-trick scorer, deserves the smile. All the work done in the first half. Belarus making another substitution. Esteshova is going off, and she's being replaced by Yulia Jenisenka. Just too high, the far post for White. So twice Karlanova's shown good touches in midfield. The Belarus number 13. She's come onto the ball a bit too long on occasions. Come forward by Hanna Jenisenka. Stoney to Bradley. Akers to play. Moore. White. Dowie looking to release. Moore. Bradley with the run. Belarus simply putting bodies in the way now. Jenisenka, blocked by Bronze. Aluko, good running by the left back, takes the return, and it's got the right back as right through the middle. Dowie wants it played forward earlier. Here's Jill Scott. England haven't played that well, and Jill Scott just left the foot in there. And Kiyose has stayed down. This is Linnick, who's hardly touched the ball in the game. Anastasia Linnick. Virtually the only thing the Belarus number 3 has done in the match.
A lot of running about. It's always harder when you're chasing the ball and you've not got possession.
Carney announced as the official player of the match. And here's Jordan Nobbs. And some more. One showed too much of the ball, but she's allowed to skate on here boldly. Adventurously. Final pass wasn't any good. Moore, much better. White, dummy by Dowie. Just about cleared away in the end by one of the Belarus players. Julia Jenisenko got it away. Scott, Alex Scott. Wrong option. Straight at the keeper. The two England players at the far post, Nobbs and Aluko. Should have been 7.
Should have been 27. He's done that well.
Minnick finally got into the game, 6-0 down, offside. Well, that's the Belarus player we were hoping to see on the ball from a purist point of view, because they told us she was a very good player. England were aware of her, but the Russian-based player simply hasn't got on the ball enough or done enough.
I would suspect in a better team she's more effective. It's difficult to do it on your own, particularly as you're playing a little bit further forward.
Dowie, Jill Scott, and Luca. If they switch it to the right, Ellen White is almost in an advanced right-back position, but here's Kiyose. Linnick trying to get the ball wide. Alex Scott, Ellen White, room into which to run. Picks out Dowie. Natasha Dowie! Another great chance.
Picked up a great position there. Tash Dowie managed to stay on side and a good touch. Just couldn't execute the finish.
And against better opposition, those are the chances that need to go in. Alex Scott did well. Awkward bounce on the ball. Into Nobbs. Back to Moore. Jordan Nobbs! Keeper parries. Well, she's had a checkered game. She's made mistakes. She's punched the ball horribly when she could have caught, but she's made some crucial saves too, and Nobbs was denied.
It's just amazing how you can, like, punch a ball out and be as rubbish as that, and then have a save. A couple of saves she's made, and really good goalkeeping, technically very good saves.
Shame for Jordan Nobbs, because she's been excellent throughout.
Absolutely, and Jed Moore's come on and played some really incisive balls forward, and I think that's helped the likes of Tash Dowie and Jordan Nobbs going forward as well.
Ellen White. Bronze. Be really pleased with her performance. Kiyose's tired swinging boot. A minute more for Belarus to suffer punishment. But for Belarus to be playing in senior qualifying wasn't so long ago, when they were in the B qualifying sections. I mean, their first competitive match was October 1995. It will be a mark of their development that it's only 6 against what looks like a very good England team again. It's a good take this time. Kimovic, nothing at the end of it. That's what we were expecting of her. Into the last minute of stoppage time. Luco, his bronze, Nobbs, delicate chip, bronze, Alex Scott. Wants a goal, doesn't she, up from right back? I don't think she's been in her own half for the last 20 minutes.
She's great, Alex Scott. Didn't forget her roots of a right-sided forward player who scores goals.
Oh, that's excellent by England. What a way to start and put the dismal European Championships behind them. Tasha Dowie came on as a substitute and got her goal. Aluko got her goal as well. Aaron Carney with a hat-trick. Ellen White. It's been a thoroughly good performance by England. They started well, and in the first game of Brent Hill's role as caretaker manager, England have beaten a rather inferior, hopelessly inferior Belarus team by 6-0.
And England England's second group game against Turkey is in Portsmouth. Here on Thursday evening, you can watch it from Fratton Park on BBC Three, starting at 7 o'clock, or you can come down to Fratton Park if you like and join us down there. It'd be fantastic to see you then. So 6-0. No complaints around here. Is that pretty much job done for England? What you expected from them?
Yeah, I think so. And I think we could see from the word go that they had something to prove, didn't they? They wanted to get those results, and players wanted to get on the ball, players wanted to get in the box and score. And it was exactly what we asked of them, you know, in the Euros. And they've just showed they're such a talented group of players, and they've actually showed their talent today, and the way that they, you know, everyone that played, everyone that came on, you know, they did really, really well. So yeah, I'm really pleased, job done, and I'm sure that the girls will be happy.
And the second half performance, Faye?
Yeah, I think towards the end it's kind of went a lot slower. The tempo wasn't as quick, and I think his first half showed. I think Kaz Carney very much set the tempo of the game with her performance, wanting to get on the ball. Second half, some of the changes mean it got a little bit bitty in places, but for me, I thought Lucy Bronze had a very good game. A lot of the goals come down the left side, but she was influential in a couple of them, had a lot of space and showed good confidence wanting to get forward into that space, and Jordan Nobbs has had a great game too.
Well, Mickey, let's have a look at the first half hat-trick from Karen Carney, who's the player of the match today. Wasn't bad.
Yeah, she was excellent first half. You know, the first goal she made herself, it looked like it was actually going to miss, but you know, it's just creeped in off the grain of the grass. But she came over to the commentary box, didn't she, and started saying shush. I don't know why, but the second one, it's a great finish as well, isn't it? I mean, with her right foot, I mean, it's a fantastic finish, and she deserved it. You know, she was excellent throughout the first half, and then she scores the third with her left foot, and very well deserved, you know, the player of the match as well, which is excellent for her. But you know, overall, I think a very good performance.
And Natasha Dowie scored 19 goals in 20 games this season. Oh my goodness. And there have been a lot of calls for her to be called up for England. She got a chance and she took it.
She did, and you know, her club form has been very good, like you say. That's fantastic to get that amount of goals, and just before this chance you could see that she was pointing, she wanted the ball in behind there, and it was actually her first and second touch. So her first touch, you know, took obviously came off the bar, and then a second touch come back to her, and that's a lovely little headed finish. But it was, again, you know, Karen Carney that we mentioned, very influential. What a lovely ball in, and it's exactly that's what she wants. That's the type of ball that Tash Dowie wants, and you know, she showed all the way through. For me, her touch was good. She was holding the ball up well, and she was making them runs in behind.
And great to see a natural goal scorer in the England lineup, somebody like Natasha Dowie, and Enia Luko as well. She's been banging the goals for years and years, and she had Dowie to thank, turning provider on this occasion.
Yeah, it's good that the link-up play between the forwards was very good today, and again, it comes down the left. And just Tash Dowie is very good because she shows players where she wants the ball, and she's also aware. She's there pointing in behind, lots of space to go into. But it's just good to know her awareness, to know her players are around her, and just literally dink it into the danger area. And Aluko's done well to follow in, and it's good that they have that understanding. Aluko normally likes to play as a 9 when she first come into the England squad, but she's done well over the years in learning the other roles out on the wing as well.
Yeah, she's certainly added a lot to her game, hasn't she, in recent years, Enia Luko. Well, Sally Nugent is pitch side now with Natasha Dowie.
That ball in the Euros, because I don't think my ankle would have coped with it, so I'm confident now and I feel better, and that means a lot.
Natasha, you got your goal within 5 minutes of coming on. Did you feel a certain pressure coming on here today?
No, not really. I'm just excited. I've really enjoyed my season at Liverpool, and was obviously grateful to get my opportunity today, and just wanted to come on and have some fun. And I was made up to get on the goal sheet. Should have scored 2, but I was pleased, and obviously to assist with Enia as well. And it was a great performance from the girls. Frustrating game. Obviously they were defending a lot, but I think we broke them down really well today. And like I said, really enjoyed it when I came on.
A lot is expected of you. Do you feel that?
No, not really. I'm just confident at the moment. As a striker, if you're scoring goals, you're confident. And like I said, I just want to come on and play good football. And it's a bonus to get on the score sheet today. But the girls have been great. They've made me feel really welcome this week. And as you can see, I'm confident. I'm enjoying my football. So yeah, it was great.
Happy to make amends for not being at the Euros.
Yeah, like I said, that's gone now, and I think all the girls want to kind of forget about that and move on and have good performances like today. And it was a good 6-0 win, and now we need to take that into the Turkey game.
Karen, just briefly, a great start for Brent Hills.
Yeah, absolutely. Come in, and all he can do is get points on the board, and he's here for 2 games, and we want to try and get 6 points, and that's his aim and that's our aim. So we're halfway there. You know, we've got a tough test on Thursday, but you know, we'll give it our best, and you know, this will do us good and confidence-wise, and obviously different goal scorers, getting the new girls on the score sheet as well. So great.
Thanks very much.
Karen Carney and Natasha Dowie there with Sally Nugent. So football coverage continues on the BBC now with Final Score. Jason Mohammed with all the gold news and headlines as usual from up and down the country, as well as further reaction from here. That's all on the red button all afternoon. And on BBC One from 4 o'clock. And Match of the Day with Gary Lineker starts at 10:30 on BBC One tonight, with highlights of all the games in the Premier League, including Liverpool against Southampton and the West London derby between Chelsea and Fulham. So very pleasing stuff from an England point of view this afternoon, Mickey. Somebody who stood out for everybody here was Jordan Nobbs, getting her opportunity. Hope Powell said in the summer she perhaps wasn't ready. What did you make of her?
Well, she proved her wrong. She was absolutely outstanding today from start to finish. You know, a little intricate play in midfield. I thought her energy levels were fantastic as well. The little short passes that, you know, she wants to get on the ball, which is great for an English perspective as well, you know. She gets forward, you know, she's not just quite content with playing that first pass. She wants to get involved again. She's always looking for that killer pass as well, wants to be involved, which is great. You know, like Paul Scholes-esque for me. You know, that's the type of player that she looks like. She likes to get on the ball, play those nice little balls. But there again, we see here, look, in the box, creating opportunities for our centre forwards there. Well, that's brilliant to see that. You know, that's something that was missing obviously in the Euros as well. But again here, just wanted to top a performance off with a goal. And really, she should have put that one in the back of the net. But overall, performance was absolutely fantastic.
When her agent hears that you called her the Paul Scholes of the English game, I think the agent's going to be having their ears pricked up and getting on the phone to Arsenal, won't she?
Yeah.
But you see her play every week. I mean, how much has she impressed you?
Yeah, she did really well. I knew she wouldn't be out of place. I've seen her come into the Arsenal team. Again, it's a big team to walk into and to put in good performances week in, week out. She can score goals, she sets in, but she's just she brings energy to the team.
OK, thank you to Michael, Faye and Sue. Here in Bournemouth, a successful start to England's World Cup qualifying campaign. Victory over Belarus, proving there's life after hope. Goodbye.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day.